Welcome back to season 2, episode 2. Today we have a very special guest, Manuel Sanchez. He's the prodigy, and he's going to explain to us how he is successful, how he was able to get 2 listings his first month in the real estate industry. Joanna, give us some more details.
Thank you, everyone, for joining episode 2 on season 2. Today we're honored to have Manny here, and he's going to talk about what has been his journey, how long he's been in the business for, how his experience has been, and so many other good secrets that he has to share with us. So Manny, please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having me. And I just pretty much just started real estate. I just got my license on March.
Awesome.
And it's been what?
March 2020?
21, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, he's brand new. Yeah.
Brand
new.
So my wife started doing it like over a year ago. And she started as a secretary. And then she did how this business is. And she was like, you know what? Like, I think
this is the
business.
business.
Be good for us. This is for us, right?
Yeah.
So she got her license, and then she started doing it like part-time, right? Mm-hmm. And we would just like go knock on doors. We didn't really we weren't experienced or anything, right?
Yeah,
but we just started doing it, and we loved it, and we started getting deals and stuff like that. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get my license too, right?
Yeah.
But then COVID hit and all of that, but you know, I think it was good that COVID hit, at least for me, just because it gave me some chances to study for the test and everything.
Yeah.
And when they reopened everything, it was just perfect. I got my license and.
So you were very optimistic about it because your wife could have been like, look, what's happening with the pandemic. The business is going down. A lot of real estate agents got a little discouraged. But she was like, no, keep on going. And it made you want to go for it and take the free time. So that's basically looking into the future and being optimistic about it instead of saying, you know what, good thing I didn't go into it because look how it looks right now.
Yeah, no, definitely. So there's a phrase. I don't know really how the phrase goes, but it's something about the best way to predict the future is by creating it, right?
Yeah, you create your own future. Yeah,
exactly. So a year ago, I already knew that I was gonna be here. I mean, I didn't know it was gonna be like this, but I knew that I was gonna get my license, and that my wife and I were just gonna go and
kill it and just crush it. Yeah.
Just go look for deals like we're hungry,
That's amazing. What were you doing prior to?
Restaurant business.
Yeah. Oh, you were in the restaurant.
Another one. Yo, everybody's.
So what was your role in the restaurant business?
So I started as a cook. I didn't really know anything about cooking. That was 8 years ago. And I noticed that, servers will make cash, right? I was going to pay hourly. So at that time, it was $10 an hour.
Yeah.
And for me to make $100 a day, I had to work 12 hours because I had to pay taxes after that, right? But service will go for a few hours, 4 or 5 hours, and we'll cut with 100, 150 cash, right? So I was I'm gonna be a server. So I started talking to them and see how I could learn and and kind of just
throw yourself out there.
Yeah, learn everything I needed, right? To be ready, and I did, and I became a server, and it was just a big change, and
yeah.
I mean, everyone, that's amazing because I think I cut him off when he was going to say everyone that we know that is successful comes from the restaurant business. So if you're in the restaurant business and you're looking to real estate, there's one thing I think it helps a lot. It's the work ethic that the kitchen brings.
Yeah. So
I was telling my assistant, she was also a chef, and I said, okay, so the agents are like the servers. There's the one that will come and present the, beautiful plates and say, this is what you need, this is what you want. Give you the great service, but you're the face of that restaurant as the server and the host, obviously. But then the chef is the lender.
Magic, right?
Yeah, the chef is the lender. We're over there taking everything, making sure everything comes in smooth. So it's if you can have that, that rhythm and that work ethic, and you can imply it in something that's gonna, like you mentioned, instead of being hourly rate, you get a commission based on it. I think it's gonna work out for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's
crazy because we had last episode we had Dan O'Neill. He was looking from the restaurant industry. Ryan Riddle. I think Brian Karp was a bartender, if I'm not confused, at one point in his life, right? And then so everyone goes back. I think I'm gonna have to either go into the restaurant industry to kind of make myself a little better.
It's again the long hours, the work ethic that you need. I mean, if you go into
I feel it's also the relationship that you create with the people, right? So this you pretty much talk to people the whole day, your whole shift. You're always talking to someone, right? You're asking for orders, getting to meet people and stuff like that. So I feel like that helps a lot because like when you come to this industry, you realize that yes, looking for deals is a big part of like the business.
Yeah.
But you don't get to make business with houses, right? You
Yeah.
make business with people.
Correct.
So like you learn to like create those relationships and
You imply the hospitality within the customer service you give to
exactly
your
at the end of
clients.
the day, service. Like
That's
we're
right.
agents, but we're not just like
Yeah, and I think the hardest part is like dealing with rejection and being a hostess or a waiter in the restaurant industry. You kind of don't you kind of get over that fear since you're talking to so much people, right? You're talking to like you kind of get over it, so it makes your real estate job a little bit easier because you're not scared of getting shut down or if somebody tells you go away or come. We don't want to talk to you right now. You're not scared of that, And I think personally, like. For me, like when I first started, like talking to people was hard because like, you'd be on the phone, you'd be like, you got like stuck, you start stuttering, or sometimes like people would like ask you, random questions. You're like, wait, what? Like, and you get stuck. But now that, you mentioned that, now I can totally see why people who come from the restaurant industry will definitely dominate in this business.
I think what it is that you learn to develop this thing of like not taking anything personal.
Yeah.
Like they like when people go to like restaurants and they're rude
Yeah.
or anything, they probably like
Had a
hangry.
bad day.
Hangry.
Yeah, hangry.
They're just hungry,
You're
right?
not yourself when you're hungry.
Yeah. So like you know that, right? And or like when they come and there's something wrong, right, about the restaurant. You know that it's with the restaurant, not with you. So you learn how to not take things personal. So when I go out there and look for business, like they might be mad at salespeople in general, but there's nothing wrong with me. Like they don't really know me, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So that helps a lot.
So how was your first month, especially March? We're still in the pandemic, but right now with the whole vaccines and everything, people feel like a little bit more free.
Yeah.
But in March, we were still like confused what's going on with the market. How was your first month?
I was just very excited, like for me, there was no such thing as a good market or bad market. Like for me, it was just an opportunity.
Correct.
And I was just like trying to get the most out of it. So my first month, I think I just went and dropped like, I don't know, God knows how many flyers though. And I was just like living flyers. And then I would get home and cold call. And then, after that, I would go and knock doors on different like neighborhoods. And I was just trying to find a way to like bring business, right?
So your first month, you did 2 deals, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so how did walk us through how you got those 2 deals? Just so if there's a new agent out there that needs motivation coming out of the restaurant, so walk us through what did you do?
So like the first thing was like go look for them, right? Like
Okay.
I had to go and like try to like for me it was try to get as much people as possible in as fast as possible, right? So dropping flyers was one of the prospecting methods that I used. I literally just had to like get flyers, put them on people's door, and like I did it on all Islandia. I think they have like I don't know like 1,000 and something homes.
Okay.
So I just did that like in 3 days.
All right.
And then after that, I would get home and like kind of like cold call and stuff like that. Right?
Yeah,
But once those people called, right? Now this is the first thing that I like will tell every other agent, right?
Yeah.
If you feel like you don't know how to do something, look for someone who does.
Yeah.
Right? Look for a mentor. Like you don't have to be perfect in order for something like to make it happen.
Yeah,
right? Let's say you do flips, right?
Yeah.
You don't work in construction, right?
No, I
But
don't.
You look for someone who does
Exactly.
construction. So same thing
Yeah.
with me, right? I was new in the business, so I was like, let me look for someone who knows how to like make a deal happen, right?
Yeah.
So like I was started asking and everything, got introduced to the people, when did like tour and everything, come up with the price, and they decided to list with us.
Wow.
So after that, like I already kind of like had an idea just because like my wife had already like deal with different deals, buyers and listings. So it wasn't like that new to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was just pretty much getting your feet even more wet from what you already had. So,
exactly.
Wow, that's crazy. So before you got licensed, you were already doing this with your wife,
With
though,
my
right?
wife, yeah,
So
like,
it made it easier, right?
Yeah. So like once she started doing it, like I liked it, and I would always like join her and do like look for clients and stuff like that. When she had like appointments, I would go with her just for me to like start getting an idea of what it was. So it was, I don't know, it kind of like felt natural, I would say, just because like I had already been with her.
Yeah.
Now, where do you see yourself within 3 years from now in this real estate business?
So Well, like, I don't know. I really hope that I can get to get to meet more people.
Yeah.
Get more deals done, help people sell their homes, buy and everything. But my goal personally is to, kind of get into the investment part.
Okay.
Just because I would like to create a future for my daughters and my wife. And, that's my goal. Right now I want to learn everything that I have to learn in order to become a good agent, to create relationships and stuff like that. But in 3 years from now, hopefully I already have like 1 or 2 houses.
Yeah, of course.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Absolutely. Do you have anything, maybe a good experience or something that just like highlights everything from this past few months that you want to share? Like a deal that was probably like unique. I mean, they're all gonna be unique, but something that highlights the whole experience so far.
Well, the whole experience, like, to be honest, for me, it doesn't have to be a deal, right? Like, I go to different neighborhoods and I just door knock, right? Like everywhere. So I get to meet people that, I don't know, it's just like make me feel good that I'm doing what I'm doing, right?
Yeah.
It's just because like I can go and create a relationship with someone that
just
I
from
didn't
knocking
know
the door.
before.
Yeah.
I didn't know before. They might not be ready to sell right now. They might not be ready to sell in the future, but they might have friends,
All right.
and
You
everything.
already made that connection with them.
Exactly. So building relationships for me, it's like essential.
It's the biggest highlight for you. Building. I mean, you need connections. You need relationships. This is what this business is based on. It's what it moves. You don't know anyone, then you don't get anything really.
Exactly. So.
Yeah. So and so what would you? All right. The Prodigy, right? I know it's like everybody's like the Prodigy, like Manny won it. He works right next to Brian Karp. So, you starting to work with your wife, right? And you getting into the project and then winning it, right? Yeah. How did that make you feel? Like whoa, oh shit! Like I won it. Now I'm next to Brian Karp because Brian Karp is doing minimum 200 deals a year. Yeah. So that's huge, especially in Long Island where there's so much opportunities.
Yeah. So when my wife first started doing that, right, and I knew that I was gonna start doing it, like for me, it's been always like that. Like when I want to do something, I look for people that are already doing it, right? Like that know how to do it. Mm-hmm. So I started doing like my research to see who was like good in the business and everything, and he came out. So I started to like follow him on social media and stuff like that. I was like looking how learning about his work ethic, right? His discipline and everything. So it really like inspired me to wanting to do the same thing that he's been doing, right? Yeah. So when he came out with this like whole Prodigy thing, it was like, oh my God, like
this is my shot, this is my opportunity.
Yeah. Like I didn't know anything, but I said like, what do I got to lose? Like I don't have anything right now. If I go there and I come back empty-handed, it's all right. I'm probably gonna learn. Like I don't think I was gonna come back empty-handed. Because the experience was gonna be something.
That's right, we're gonna learn something anyway.
Yeah,
exactly. Yes. But I just decided to shoot my shot. And it was awesome. I went there and I was super nervous. What was gonna happen, but
yeah. So now, I mean, look at you though. You did your first 2 listings in 1 month. Now you're working next to Brian Karp, the sales giant. Yeah. But so out of this whole experience, what would you say was the best part of you? Because when the project come out, did you kind of say like, oh, I don't want to do it, or should I do it, or because sometimes you get that negativity in your head. You're like, damn, you know what? Like, I don't want to do it, or maybe if I hit him up, he's gonna ignore me or something. Did you ever get that feeling?
Nah, not at the beginning. Once I saw the video, I'm like, that's it. Like, this is for me. Yeah, that's all I had in my head. But when they told me that I was like one of the contestants and everything, and I went there and I saw these other agents that had experience. Like, there were like native speakers and everything. So that made me feel like, man, do I have a chance? Like,
I mean, from door knocking and your experience in a restaurant, I don't think fear is really an obstacle for you. It doesn't mean that you don't have fear, but you know how to handle it and how to just face it.
Yeah.
So I guess, you were super nervous, but then you're like, whatever, I'm used to that.
What do I got to
I'm
lose?
used to that pressure.
I would have been scared. I would just been like, oh, I don't think it's for me, but that's a good thing about, this this podcast and bringing people on here is because we want to connect with as many, people who are probably, similar to us or, who come from the same background. And this is what we want to do. Just share, our stories and how we're going to be successful. And that's what we're trying to do. Before we do go on to the episode, so this show has been sponsored by EPM today, and we're offering a free headshot. So we're going to be posting a clip with all the rules. So if you're watching this, follow our page so you can see the rules, and we'll be offering the free headshots. So Joanna, you have another question for Mr. Manny over here?
Just wanted to highlight, thank you, EPM, for always making it happen and for always having our back with our podcast. So, continuing with you, Manny. And now, what other languages do you speak?
Spanish.
Yeah. Okay, what's your nationality?
Salvadorian.
There you go. We got that Salvi blood.
I just came from El Salvador on Sunday, and
How was it?
It was great. I thought it was going to be raining the whole time, but it's beautiful. Well, I didn't know you were from El Salvador. Yeah. We're controlling the island, guys.
Long Island is the El Salvador número dos.
Right?
Yeah,
it's the same size. It's technically the same size.
Yeah. It's funny because when I first came to the U.S., right, I was in California. It's beautiful.
That's where I was born. It's gorgeous.
San Francisco, it's beautiful. But when I came here, I really felt like I was at home, though.
Yeah, he's like
I think New York is just a home for everyone. With everything is here. Honestly, I love Los Angeles, I love California, but it's here.
Yeah,
and New York has like a magic. I don't know. It's just environment.
And the thing is, the culture, right? It's multicultural. Like literally, you can go. I think you go 5 minutes from here and find Salvadorian food. You go 5 minutes over here, you find different It's so cultural that, it feels just like home, And then, but you go to other places, like you said, California, it's more there's only one thing. It's not as diverse as,
It's not diverse, correct. I mean, the only thing I would take away from New York is the cold.
Yeah.
It's just freezing.
What can I say? It's nothing to do, with El Salvador, right?
Nothing, but definitely going to El Salvador always is a reset button where you get so inspired and it's you come back with so much energy. In April, when I came back, no sleep, and we had a podcast with Danny Jack, and I was I either choose to go take a nap or sleep or making it happen, because over there you see so much that you have all these tools here, and sometimes we take it for granted, and it isn't until we leave our little field and we go and we inspect it from the outside, we're wow. And then you come back more inspired, with more energy, with more ideas, because our country really has the potential. But again, we're so into focus on our daily life that we forget how blessed we are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's why in here, I wake up every day and it's just a blessing,
How does your daily routine look?
So I try to wake up as early as possible.
4 a.m. 4 a.m.
Sometimes sometimes I'm not gonna it's a lot,
Sometimes se pega la cobija, right?
Exactly. I don't even want to wake up. Or my baby was crying all night or something like that, right? But I try to wake up as early as possible, help my wife with everything that have to be done in the house.
Yeah.
And just jump into who do I need to call, getting all my leads together, and then 9:30 a.m. just jump on the phone, and start making the phone calls.
It was cold calling. So cold calling is still part of your daily routine.
Yeah, always.
Oh, okay. What about door knocking?
Always. That's
Always.
That's the one that I enjoy the most, because I get to talk to people.
Yeah.
I mean, referrals are great, but I learned this from one of the top agents. Her name is Susan. She says, if you know how to hunt, you'll never be hungry.
Exactly.
So that's what you do. Every day you go hunting. You're not waiting there for referrals to come in.
Yeah, you're not waiting for the food to come to you.
So when you always used to go hunting, then you're never going to be hungry because you know how to go get your own meal. So I think a lot of people, once they get into that revolving door and that momentum of referrals coming in, they kind of lay back from the hunting part.
Exactly.
So it's good that you still imply it, even though things are going good for you.
Yeah, no, definitely, always.
Yeah. So what would you say is your motivation to do what you're doing now?
It's pretty much just to look like 8 years ago, and see that I came here literally just with my backpack, and now I have a family, I own a house,
and give that dream to other families.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? That's the best part about our job because, now that you said that you're from El Salvador, right? Like, that's what I love doing, right? Because, like, just like, your parents, my parents are also from, they came here, they had the mentality, like, it's just work, 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 work. And they never, it's like, they work so hard and they never give them themselves that, like, treatment or like they don't never go on a nice vacation. It's 24 hours at work. It's literally they go 9 to 5, they come home literally to cook and then sleep and same routine every day, right?
I have not met a Salvadorian that does 9 to 5. They do like 18 hours a day.
It was just like it was in you know how it is, but other than that, like I said, and we're trying to change it up, like, and that's what we're doing. Pretty much what we're doing is building generational wealth for our family and changing, like, the cycle. We're done. We got tired of the 18 hour cycle a day, and now we want to change the routine, because imagine if our parents put in those 12 or 18 hours doing this. Wow. Dude, they would be fucking millionaires. Yeah, they would be millionaires, bro.
Our parents gave us the biggest and most important foundation, the tools of work ethic, go for what you want. So it's our job to give more tools to the generation to come and to work smarter, to give them more tools. Luis and I, we started a nonprofit organization, and we want to take it all the way to Central America, starting with El Salvador, to like give these tools to entrepreneurs, so to let them know, hey, there's more than just 18 hours a day, and that's okay. But if you don't have a purpose and you're just doing 18 hours a day for a check, honestly, you're just gonna die working.
Yeah. And the thing is also, though, like in a lot of these countries, right? And I no offense to anyone out there, but like the thing is, like in El Salvador, right? The poor will kind of always be poor, and the rich is always gonna get richer, right? Yeah. But the thing is, that's in the mentality. Because if you change the mentality, like, there's a lot of people that have potential. Like, if they could sell tortillas, they can sell something better, exactly. That's going to make them a better living, or a better situation. But the thing is, people get mind blocked, and they think, like, oh, I can't do better. So we started the nonprofit because we want to, bring people like you along with us and show, like, hey, listen, we understand where you're coming from. Like, we were there at one point too, but now we're changing it. And we want to show you that there's, if you can sell tortillas, there's something better for you out there in the world, I
mean, that's the worst. I would say that's the worst poor you can be when it's mental. You can have so much money, but if you're mentally poor, that's it. And you can be very wealthy, rich, but if you don't know how to apply it the right way, like what he just mentioned, my sister made such a good point when we were in El Salvador. She said, look at those ladies. They make so many tortillas. They're not thinking, what if I'm going to sell them all? They're just having that faith that all those tortillas, they're going to sell it.
They're going to be gone. And they're gone. Yeah. And they sell them. Yeah, right.
And sometimes they probably go to, like, oh, okay, this one's didn't sell. But they'll do it again the next day and the next day and the next day. Exactly. So they're not mentally poor, but they just don't have the right tools to make that happen.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. And I love that you guys are doing that. That's amazing because, I came here when I was 21. So, like, big part of my life was in El Salvador.
Yeah.
Like, I worked there. Like, I had like 3-4 different jobs. Mm-hmm. And I would have killed for someone to give me a chance like that.
Yeah.
That's an amazing opportunity because the thing with El Salvador is that we, everybody that is born there, right, grows up with that mentality of, like, everything that's around the country, right?
It's like it's injected to you right from the birth. Yeah.
Exactly. And when I came here, it was just like, oh my God, right?
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe this. There's so much abundance. And you see people, they wake up early, they go to bed late. Yeah. They know that there's opportunity, and you can tell that they're willing to work for it, right? Yeah. I know that in El Salvador, it's the same thing. People are willing to work for it. There's just not too many opportunities, though. Yeah. And now opening the doors for future, like,
entrepreneurs or businesses, and that's what, amazing. That's the goal, especially that we have the tools, right? And especially you said that you came here at 21. Better than us, how it is living over there, working over there, and those are the people like building businesses here on Long Island. Personally, like my father came here probably about 20 years ago, and he has his own construction company doing his own flips, But if he would have never came here, he maybe would have never had what he's doing, Right. So, but it's like we said, it's the mentality, what people want to do. And if you have that one right person, giving you the right advice, and they can change your life, And I think that's why, I think that's the best part about being here, today, and just being here on Long Island, that we have that mindset, that we wanted to change it, and we're doing it.
Yeah, no,
we're doing it.
amazing. That's amazing, and I hope we can get to talk more about that.
Oh yeah, definitely, 100%.
I mean, it's so inspiring. He came when he was 21, so that means that he has to perfect the language not only over here, over there. He comes in with that mentality, like that's not going to limit him, that he doesn't know the area. Because again, the tools can be there, but the mentality, people can come here and say, oh, because I don't know the language, or because I don't know people, because I don't have the connections. Then you go out there and you make your future, like you said. So that's really inspiring.
Did you know English in El Salvador or no?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
So what happened is that, like, when I was like around 16 years old, right, I knew that I had to look for a job, right?
Yeah.
And I started looking for like what the salaries, different salaries, and they were like $300 a month. That's the minimum. So I was like, God, I don't want to work for that. Like, that, like even in El Salvador, things are cheaper, but like
no, not anymore.
Not anymore. Yeah, they cost the same as here, right?
Yes,
really imagine that's crazy.
That is really
like when I saw that, I'm like, I need to learn something that can allow me to make more money than that, right? So I found out that English could like get you a job where you could get like $500, $600 a month, right? Just for knowing the language and learn different like some skills like customer service, stuff like that. So I was 16 and I was like, God, I'm doing this. Like, that's it. Like, I'm going to do this for a living, right? So I told my dad that I wanted to do it, and he paid for the English course. And, I just learned as much as I could, and I just went to look for a job.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What part of El Salvador are you from?
The city.
The city, San Salvador. Okay.
Yeah.
Para todos los de San Salvador, Manny Sánchez, aquí con un gran mensaje. That's amazing.
No, like there's no limit. It's just amazing. Like
there's no limit.
Coming from here, from like a place like that, and then they told me like, oh, $10 an hour. Like, oh my God, that's it.
He's like, what? That's you thought you had your dream job over here, right?
Going back to mindset, he could have said, wow, $10, and people stay there.
Yeah, exactly.
People stay there for years and years to come. But he's like, oh wait, no, if I can make 10, I can make 20. If I can make 20, I can make 80, and so on.
Yeah.
That's amazing. You're really, honestly, that's amazing.
See, your energy went from like here to like right here.
It's inspiring to have people like that. Very inspiring. Congratulations, and keep killing it, keep crushing it. 3 years from now, I'm going to go back to, remember what you said? And you're going to be with all these investment properties. You'll make it happen.
So when let me ask you a question, right? So like, Joanna asked Dan this question on the last episode. So now I want to ask you this question. So everyone had like a dream job they always wanted to be like when they grew up, right? Like, so mine was being a police officer.
I wanted to be an attorney.
So
that's awesome. Like,
what was your dream job as a kid? Like, what did you have in mind? Because I'm pretty sure you never, like 10 years ago, you didn't know you were going to be here with us doing this.
Not at all. I didn't even know real estate was like a big thing. Like, in
like,
this
what
country.
Is it?
Yeah. So I didn't really have like a dream job, but when I was like, I don't know, like 14, 13. I used to do skateboarding. Okay. So I just wanted to be like a professional skateboarder.
Yeah. You wanted to be the Spanish Tony Hawk?
Yeah, exactly.
That's my brother.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
That's my brother. He's all obsessed with being a skateboarder. He's a chef now, so. I guess all skateboarders end up in the kitchen. But he loves what he does, so who knows? Maybe one day we'll have my brother here and he'll kill it in the real estate business. But right now he's making those good meals.
That's good. Yeah, no, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to like get paid.
Yeah, so it's a skateboard. But I mean, so question of the day: do you love real estate?
If I what?
Do you love real estate?
Man, I'm gonna marry it. Married to the game. Yes, I love it. I just love the flexibility and just the idea that you can literally change your entire generation
from real estate.
From real estate.
Yeah, and that's literally the best thing that you like. I could take from this episode today that you said that, because I tried to tell people that, like, listen, real estate can change the way you live your life. And it could take 1 year, or it could take 5 years, or it could take 20 years. There's people that have been in it for 20 and haven't been as successful as us, right? And there's people that start and they're more successful than us. But it's not a race. It's not who gets there first or who sells the most houses first.
That's right.
It's just...
It's a journey.
It's a journey, and you get it done,
and you get it done.
It's an accomplishment.
Right.
Once you get to where you want, there's more, and it just doesn't end, because once you like, once you get that limit, it just there's
You build that
another
line.
finish line, and you push yourself to that finish line. And by the time you get there, there's something else even better. You're like, what the heck?
Right.
What am I doing? You know.
Yeah.
So that's the best. Like that's the best feeling in real estate, and you know, I think
That's
for
that.
anyone who
Yeah.
Well, I think we wrapped it up.
Yeah, to wrap it up, this is the official question we always make. What is, and I know you gave us a few advices, but what's the top and ultimate advice you'll give to our viewers today?
Okay, awesome. Yeah, no, the first thing that you have to do is understand that if you feel like you're not where you want to be, you have to look for someone that has accomplished what you want to accomplish, right?
Yeah.
So look for a mentor. You know, like don't feel embarrassed to ask for help.
That's right.
You know, because in this industry, there's a lot of people that want to help. You know, but if you don't ask them, how are they gonna know?
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So you have to look for a mentor. And the other thing that you have to do is believe, right, that it's possible. Some
That's
people
right.
already made it.
Yeah.
So if they made it, like I can make it too, right?
That's
So
right.
believe, and I feel like that's very important because there's times where you're not gonna get a lead. You're gonna be out there looking for deals, and you're not gonna find anything.
You're gonna hit
right?
that end.
Exactly. So it's easy to get like disencouraged.
Correct.
Yeah.
So you have to like believe that, and the other thing is to stay consistent, man. You have
Yeah.
to like set up a schedule and just go like
Consistency is
Follow
key.
through.
consistency is
That's
key.
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's right.
So look for a mentor, believe, and be consistent, man.
Amazing.
Let's
Look
do
for a
it.
mentor, believe, and stay consistent. Thank
Yeah.
you so much, Manny Sanchez, for being here. Again, thank you so much, EPM, for this episode and for always having the best episode on this podcast. We're going to wrap it here today with Luis Molina.
Remember, we have a free photo shot at the end of this podcast. We'll be giving you all the rules. And if you're not using EPM for your listing photography, you're doing something wrong because listing pictures are very important when you're listing a property. So if you're not putting listing pictures, call EPM. They'll take care of you. Mention Feeding Power Podcast. We'll see you on the next one.